sorry. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've like
I
been
think
building
I'm
up to it
ready.
all day. Hell yeah, dude. And then again, if we waited until we were totally ready, we would never hit play.
Like, what else do we have to do? I've ran in my car 700 times.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. And I've like gone to the bathroom.
I've done a photo shoot in your living room.
Fantastic.
I'm going to be like,
yeah,
little aesthetic photo shoot at Sophia's house.
Also, I don't know if I can let you go home with these.
Oh, dang.
I know. I'm kind of,
Oh, dang.
I'm really not regretting putting them on, but I was like, I've been thinking about it. I'm like, shit. So.
I feel like the one that you do for this finger might have to be the clear quartz.
I kind of think so too. I think that might be.
It hits so good.
It hits so good. And I'm glad it looks like I'm taken. I don't want to be approached.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on a Nashville trip it's the first and like only, let me know if my goat milk coffee bread is just awful.
I know.
Just let me know if it penetrates your like space.
The sound barrier.
Yeah. I'm going to talk like in this direction. But I'm doing my first girls trip this coming week to Nashville. It's like the only trip this year that is not work related. Every trip, and don't get me wrong, like it's so fun to travel with Lena and like we get to have fun, especially like at night when everything's over.
Yeah.
But this is the first trip I'm taking where I bought the ticket and I was like, I can't click business. Like this is, which feels so good. And like, I'm like, do I take off work? Like, do I take meetings? No, so you don't take meetings.
Yeah.
And like, when
Isn't it hard to be like, no, you want
work
like
for yourself.
You want to integrate everything.
Yes.
And that's like cool. Like,
yes.
You know, that you can do that, but like sometimes you just got to be like, no.
Yes.
Like boundaries.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wait, so you have a friend that lives in Nashville?
Weirdly enough, so I have two friends from medical school. I called them my like $30,000 friends because that's like what I dropped on medical school before I left, and they're the best thing that came from it. Hallie and Cynthia. Nashville is like where they've wanted to go to like hang out and reconnect. And one of my best friends, Lisa, she's been on this podcast quite a bit. She happens to live there, so we're all getting together. And like weirdly, Lena's in town. She was like, I'll be at Smith and Wesson.
I might be like driving through there too.
That's insane.
I can either go because I have that friend I told you about that lives there, and she's like, we need to see you, and I'm like, it's the end of my trip though, so I kind of want to just like mission it home. Yeah,
but if you're there, let us know.
Okay.
I don't know what we're doing yet. We were all supposed to hop on a call, but they're currently residents, one in anesthesia and one in family med.
Okay.
And every time we all tried to hop on a call, because I think they're in East Coast.
Okay.
We like never find a time. So like I think we're just gonna try to book last minute things for Memorial. We don't know what we're doing, but you're welcome.
It's Memorial weekend.
It's Memorial weekend. We're thinking about going to Zanny's, like the comedy.
Okay, yeah. No. Okay. I haven't spent like I go to Nashville for shows, and like when I'm doing that, I'm like everyone's like Broadway. I'm like, there's no way I can handle that.
Dude, yeah.
Like, it's hard pass.
Yeah, if you do you like to have reset time?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't imagine like coming from a show, like having to say what you do and like explain your jewelry 1,000 times.
And then it's like I'm like it's like Nash Vegas, and I'm like I don't really want to be around with like a lot of drunk people like
and drunk. Dude, I got recognized by a bouncer downtown Nashville. Yeah, he was like Sophia, and I was like shit. Like
you're like I'm in trouble.
Yeah, I was like he saw I had a blade on.
Oh my gosh.
And he was like, keep it safe. And I was like, do you follow me? Can you give me words? It was a G10.
Okay.
So like,
yeah.
Was it discoverable? And this is going to come out after my trip. So no one can like come for me there. But it was a G10 blade, which is like, I don't know. Do you know what that means? I'm sorry. I just assume.
It's like I would imagine that it's like
polymer.
Yeah.
As opposed to steel.
I was going to say like some sort of like other material. Like I was going to say ceramic, but I was like.
Not detectable.
Probably, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's not don't take it anywhere that's not legally allowed. But I always take it just so that I have something. I like anything that I can poke and prod with. But I'm also thinking about you have the most alliterative name ever. Like
illiterate? Oh, I know.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, alliterative. Is that a word? I don't know. Alliteration.
Alliteration. Yeah.
I just made that up. I think. I don't know.
Yeah. So it's like one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Is alliteration.
Yeah, dude. Same. She shield, fit for Fia.
Yeah. I just want things to make sense.
Yes.
And like I don't know.
Easily memorable.
Yeah. And Bridget Brown, Bullet Bloom.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, speaking of guys, I'm sitting here with Bridget Brown, the founder of Bullet Bloom. This has been such a special day. I never get to do this. Like, that the listeners know it's either like a virtual in or maybe like Lena, we live 5 minutes from each other and then she gets to she'll pop over and, we can hang out. But like, I never get to like fully meet someone and hang out with them before the episode. So this has been really freaking awesome.
It's been a treat.
Yeah, gosh, thank you so much for taking the time to come
Thank you
here.
for having me.
Just want to make sure to say that on the pod and tell us like, why are you coming through Utah today? Like, what has been your?
I'm on a little bit of an adventure.
Yeah, you are.
Always
That's
side questing.
awesome. Yes.
So I live in Orlando, Florida, and I bought a Sprinter van, which has been like a dream of mine for the past decade.
That's awesome.
And so that finally came to fruition. And it's really weird when your dreams like actually come true. It's kind of terrifying, which I hate to say out loud because you're supposed to be so, grateful and blessed, but it's like
doesn't mean you're not grateful.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, I really got to do this. Like I've got to do what I said I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to try and I want to be more mobile. I love traveling. I love road trips. I love just like, seeing where it takes me. And so I was like, I want to figure out a way to like integrate that with my company, Bullet Bloom.
Yes.
So I just like planned out little pop-ups and then places that I wanted to see along the way. And this was one of my stops.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, you popped up in my living room. We did a whole like jewelry, which was
we had a
so
personal
cool.
shopping experience.
I didn't even expect that. I've been meaning to, I've had a text drafted to you for so long to say that I've wanted a few turquoise pieces. And I was like, no, like I'm sure she's traveling. And then I was like, but what if she's not? And then I don't know. I was worried I wouldn't get the right ring size because they seem to be like unique pieces. And I was like, what if there's something that makes me want a 7.5 as opposed to like a 7? I don't know. But we got to do that.
Yeah.
And you got to tell me about your process. And at one point I was like, wait. You have to tell us on the episode because it's about like how you make these molds because you, like you said, a lot of people think it's
so
just
Bullet Bloom is expanded hollow point jewelry.
There we go. Yes.
And I expand the hollow points underwater in a swimming pool, which is
so cool.
It's cool. It's quite interesting. It's like kind of anticlimactic. Like people are like,
Sure.
how far does it go? It doesn't go very far. They're like, how noisy is it? I'm like, it's basically like a huge suppressor.
Right.
It's just like a big zoop.
The pool is a suppressor.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And that's why we can like do it in my uncle's backyard. Like nobody knows. Don't try this at home.
Right. Is that where those videos are filmed? Okay, cool.
Yeah. And I've like kind of dubbed it like pool pops.
Oh, nice.
Instead of like desk pops. I don't know if you've seen the movie The Other Guys.
Yes, of course.
And he does desk pops.
Of course.
So I'm a big fan of the pool pop.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome.
So expanded bullet jewelry and underwater, and you were asking me if I had to like expand a bunch, continue to expand it, and the answer was no, because I've made a mold of it to recast it all into silver and gold. So it is no longer lead.
Yes.
All silver and gold.
Absolutely. I did imagine you just in the pool like shooting and then like just like having to do one after the other. I feel so silly. My brain didn't go to like a mold.
That was the original thought that I had.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I'm gonna have to like, have this like set up and figure out how to like constantly expand these bullets. And then like, what if they stop making them exactly like this? And like, or there was like ammo shortages, I was like, what are we gonna do about that?
Interesting.
And then it was really hard to work on lead. It's super, like, it melts at a very low melting point. So I was like, I can't, solder on it. And I wanted to make sure that like the piece had like integrity, was going to hold up, like looked great. And I have an eye for detail. So every little detail had to be like perfect.
Damn it.
And I like had the first lead one, and like you can see, so this is like an original lead bullet, and it's like super sharp.
Yeah.
Like that's going to like snag. So I just took like the first few that we did. I went through like 50 trying to get the top away from the jacket. Like the inner lead core off the jacket. And so finally got one separated like perfectly. That wasn't like gooed or like melty or anything. And then I set the top aside, and then I just started kind of like working with the jacket to make sure that it like didn't have any super sharp edges, and it was like, going to fit onto the band or into the, cufflink or onto the pendant.
Right.
And then, so once I had it all cleaned up and ready to go, then I made a mold of it. And then that was like my master like piece that I would continue to like work off.
Yeah.
So,
so then they're all so cool. And you went to school for this.
Sort of. Like, it was like the school of hard knocks.
Which, like,
like quick and dirty.
Sure. So tell me about that. Like,
So
at what point did you decide you should go to school for it?
I was working in skincare.
Yeah.
And I was working for this corporate company, pretty miserable there. And I was really close with both sets of my grandparents, very close with my dad's dad. And I think at this point, he was the only grandparent I had left.
Yeah.
And it was one of our last conversations, and I was like, I am so unhappy at my job. And he was like, he was just a very unfiltered man.
Sure.
We called him Baco. His name was Britt, but we called him Baco, like Macho Baco. He was a Marine.
Okay.
Yeah, like, and
it's all connecting.
like,
That's awesome.
I don't know if his stories were true. It's kind of like that movie Big Fish, where like the paternal, like,
yeah, you think it's made up the whole time.
Yeah, like those are his stories. Like, he's like a Grand Slam bear hunter. He's like, it just, like, some of his stories were just, he was a journalist during the Vietnam War. Yeah, like, his stories were just insane.
Oh my gosh.
And again, like, maybe they were made up, but probably not. Like, I don't really know. Anyway, so I was having this conversation, and I was just like, and I kind of knew it was one of our final conversations, and I was just like, what did, like, if you, like, could tell me anything, like, what's, like, one, like, nugget that you could, like, leave me with? And he goes, life's too short to be effing miserable.
I love that. Also, you can cuss on this podcast.
Okay. Yeah. He's like, life's too short to be fucking miserable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Quit your job.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Like, I don't, at this point, he didn't know, hadn't learned about this.
Yeah.
So I know he knows, like, somewhere, but, like, I'm like, if he could see what I'm doing now, he'd be like, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, that's
holy
awesome.
shit, Bridge. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. So I went back. So then, like, I think that was around, I can't remember exactly the timeline.
Okay.
I think no, so that was, like, around, like, the holidays. And then around Thanksgiving was when I came home for the holidays. My dad, he was like, went to the garage, came back with a handful of expanded bullets. And I had no idea at the time. Like, I wasn't really in this world at all. Like, I had a handgun, like I told you. But, like, wasn't interested in, like, firearms or, like, Second Amendment or any of that stuff. So he's like, put out your hand. Like, let me show you this. And I thought he was gonna, like, drop, like, roadkill or something. Like, I was like, what prank is this?
That's hilarious.
And he had, like, a whole handful of expanded hollow points. And he's like, do you know what those are? And I was like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
And he explained it to me as, like, when you fire a handgun underwater, like, whole handgun immersed, the hollow point can fully expand open, and they burst open to, like, these little metal flowers. And I was like, that is so cool.
That is super cool.
And so immediately I just started holding them all over. I was like, it could be earrings, it could be a ring, like, and I'm glad that I didn't know what it was, because I think if I did know, I would have only seen that. But since I didn't know, I, like, could think outside the box and see, like, what it could be.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. It literally dropped in my lap, and I just became, like, fixated when I got back. I was living in California at the time, and when I got back there, it was just like, I just want to make this jewelry. Like, I just want to make this jewelry. And I'm like a pretty motivated person, but as far as it comes, like, surrounding, like manual stuff, like, figuring stuff out, like, I don't do well in that realm. But for whatever reason, like, I had a fire lit under me, and I was like, I'm gonna figure this out.
That's freaking awesome.
And it also just started, like, I had a friend that I was working with, and one day I'd stop by her desk, and she said to me, she was thinking about taking jewelry classes, and, like, she had it up on her computer. So I went back to her. It was like, hey, that studio that you were looking into, like, did you ever end up taking classes there? And she was like, no, but I got the information from her. And so I went, met this guy, Peter Solomon. He was this huge South African dude.
Nice.
And I'm in California. I'm like, how am I going to go into a jewelry studio in California and be like, I want to make bullet jewelry. Like, they're going to be like, get out of here. They're going to call the cops.
Sure.
Like,
Right. She has a gun.
Yeah, they're going to call the cops. So I was like terrified.
Yeah.
But like, luckily, this man, he knew exactly what they were. He was like so enamored as well. He was like, this is so cool. Like, he wanted to be a part of it. He wanted to help me figure it out. He was like the perfect person. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it all just kind of was like, it wasn't easy, but it was everything was just kind of unfolding like, you know, perfectly. And so I just started like, and he is the one that was like, it'd be a lot easier if you could like mold this into silver and work on silver, because it just like lead is so messy. And just and I think my dad too, he didn't realize, he was like, I would have just glued it all together and like called it a day. And I was like, I just wanted it to be so much more high end than that. And I don't know. I had what I wanted it to be, and I wanted to be able to like reproduce it and scale it. And I knew I wouldn't get very far selling lead. So I was like, I've got to ditch that.
Right.
So, and I wanted it though to still resemble like the original look of it and everything. So like I oxidize it and try and get it all exactly perfect.
Oh my gosh. And when it comes to bullet jewelry, first of all, like Lena and I have talked about this, there's so much of the same thing on the market. It's usually we talked about this a little bit too, the kind of like the primer, and then whatever's around the primer. What is that called? Is that just the casing?
And the back of the butt of the casing.
Yeah, exactly. It's usually just that. And while some of that is very pretty, and that's not to like, you know, diss that style. And at one point I wore, I've worn a ring that style for a while, because it was just part of like, you know, it felt right when I was like gripping a gun. It looked nice, but this is very unique, and I've started expanding my own jewelry taste, like myself, like you know, I went through a long period. It was just like whatever my mom bought me. Yeah. And then recently I've been grabbing the same few things, and I like this like bohemian style thing. And I saw this turquoise version of your ring, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is where my worlds collide. This is it. And then,
It kind of like, and that's also too, I was like, it kind of like it can morph into a couple different styles. Like you can make it super hardcore. Like you can make it like like we were talking about earlier, like softer, like more delicate. Like you can layer it. Like there's a lot, and that's kind of why I've just stuck to doing this and not just like come up with like other designs outside of this, because I'm like, that exists. Like that's available. Other people are doing it. They're doing it really well. Yes. And like this is what I know and what I'm good at. And like my edge on the market, so like I'm just gonna stick to this.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, absolutely. They're so gorgeous, and like I'll show more up close shots of these like while we're doing some highlights for social media, because they're just so beautiful. And we got to put this one together today. I don't want to interrupt your story though, and
but I love that we like got to customize this. And that's why I wanted to do this trip, because I don't want to do like a brick and mortar store. Like I want to just like go to people and I don't know. That's like, I loved like working through that with you, like talking about which length we wanted to do, which chain, like, I don't know. It's just so fun. And like, I love seeing the different personalities that it takes on. You know, moving through like choosing that with other people and hearing their stories on as to like why, you know, for me, it means something, but like, that doesn't mean everyone has to abide by that. And jewelry is such self-expression.
It really is.
Oh my gosh.
It's
like a tattoo. Like
I was just about to say, I want to get so many tattoos. I'm holding off just because of some like personal things, but jewelry is like my way to do that until I can get those pieces. So yes. And so to be able to customize that, like even within your already very unique stuff, what were you
I'm laughing because I'm getting all my tattoos removed. Are you really? Are you like, do I tell her?
I didn't even know you had tattoos. Well, I guess you've been wearing fleece. Fleece lunch. We talked about this. I was like, hey, do you want me to make it warmer or colder?
Well, I have 2 pairs of pants on today.
That was how she told me.
I wasn't expecting Salt Lake City to be like snowing in the mountains.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, I live in essentially Salt Lake.
Did I just dox you? Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. No, I told people for sure. I even had
like her address is.
I'm just kidding.
Totally kidding.
So, but just the apartment number. That's all you have to tell. But I have my studio in my apartment, and so when I have guests, I'm always like, "Are you cold? Are you hot? Like, what do you need?"
Such a
Oh
great
my God,
hostess.
stop. Okay,
oh my
good.
goodness.
I'm so glad. And then
Offered me a chopstick.
yeah, dude.
Like, knows I
You
love
gotta
chopsticks.
eat.
I've been living on them for 3 weeks.
Dude, for real. They're
I
so
make
good.
charcuterie boards in my
Yeah.
van, and I don't usually have like a variety assortment of meats and cheeses, so I
That's
like
so
chop up
funny.
my like chopstick so it looks like fancy.
That's hilarious. No, that's awesome. Yeah, get out of that plastic
Like,
wrap.
I was like, she must know something because she
Right?
offered me a chop. She's trying to sweet talk me.
She Shield brought to you by Chomps. Actually, you know Nick Sticks?
Mm-mm.
It's another brand like
Okay.
Chomps, but they reached out to me and they were like, "Hey, do you want to collab?" And I was like, "Do I get a lifelong
Supply
meat
beef
sticks?"
sticks?
Like, I tototally would. Like, and I
Is
don't
it
think-
like clean and
I think so. I think of all the versions, yes,
Okay.
but who knows who it's been bought out
I
from?
hate when
You
that
know what I mean?
happens.
Like,
It's only a matter of time.
yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
But I want to bring this up because you didn't say it, and I don't want to miss the opportunity. You brought in a box earlier that was a little
Are we going?
different. Yeah, I really want to hear about, since we talked about California and like
Oh my
what it was
gosh.
like to navigate that. Will you tell them about
Oh, it
It's
was-
Bloom? Wait, is that how you say it? How did you pronounce it?
I'm not sure.
Oh.
That's why I had to change it because I don't even know how to pronounce it.
it.
It was like, okay, so when I first started, I lived in California and I was terrified. Like I said, to even go into a jewelry studio and be like, I want to make this bullet jewelry, let alone start a business out of expanded hollow point defense rounds. So I was very apprehensive to like call it what it was. I like tried to like sneak past people or something, or I don't know. Like I was honestly trying to like appease too many markets.
Yeah.
Like I was like, instead of just like going towards the people that would accept it and like it and was my demographic, I like wanted to include everyone.
Sure.
And so I originally named my company Boule Bloom.
It's freaking so
I
awesome.
thought it was so French and so fancy. It was like totally made up.
It looks nice. You don't have the.
I
thought,
switched the other. This is the
thought you
bullet bloom.
Right. Okay.
I switched it out. I had an old box in here earlier, and I was like, oh, those were the days.
It's fancy.
Yeah, try like getting a web
Yeah.
web address with Boule Bloom. It had accents above the E's.
That's so funny.
Oh my! It reminds me of the like. Oh, what's that song with Christina Aguilera?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What?
Exactly. Yeah.
Boule Bloom.
That's hilarious.
People just butchered it like. So
And
tell
you're
us
like-
about Boule Bloom. So
That's
finally, I was
so
just like,
funny.
it's Bullet Bloom.
Right. So okay. So did it get to the point where you would tell them the French derivative, and then
Yeah.
you would still have to say, well, they're expanded, and then that's
Yes.
when, is that when they would kind of, You
Like
lose them?
glaze over.
or just like lose them because of their like political views?
I
Perhaps.
really couldn't talk. I really didn't talk about it. I never even like had the balls to even like talk about it in California, and that's why it took. So I started this in 2015.
Mhm.
I started learning how to metalsmith. I had finally like a full product line by 2019,
Mhm.
and I launched October 2019. So it took me
Yeah.
that amount of time to like, and I was used to be so hard on myself that it took me so long. I'm like, other people start businesses in a year. Like, what have you been doing?
Yeah, maybe digital products. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, I quit my corporate job.
Mhm.
I also opened my own skincare studio.
Mhm.
So I started 2 businesses simultaneously and was like, why can't you like do more?
Mhm.
Like, get off your ass. Like,
And it's because of that, because as someone who talks to herself like that, which
Yeah.
like we need to be nicer, let's just like put that
Yeah.
out there. It's because of that like success will happen. And it's like I
Yeah.
hate that so much. I'm like, no, I want to be nicer to myself and be successful. But it's like
Right.
I'm pretty sure it's that voice in the back of my head being like, you're fucking lazy.
Yeah.
Got me,
Get it
like, whatever.
together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there were moments that like, so from 2015 to 2020, I was in California, and I had one conversation with a couple about it. I went to brunch with like a group of people, and one of my friends was like, tell them about your startup. And so I like told them what I was doing, and they were very liberal, very anti-gun. And they were like, oh, so like one less bullet. Like, oh, so you're like taking bullets like off the market. Like, that's great.
Mhm.
And I was like, I couldn't lie and
Right.
go along with it. I
Right.
was like, no,
No.
that's not.
Mhm.
the business model. And they were like, they went on a whole tangent and were like trying to like offer, like come up with ideas on like how to like market it and stuff. And I was just like, my skin was just crawling.
Yeah,
I was just
right.
like,
Yeah.
and finally I was just like, no, I'm like pretty pro like Second Amendment rights. Like this is in support of that. Like,
right.
I'm not positioning it
We're not
that
on the
way.
same page.
And yeah, they lost it.
Yeah.
And so then from that point, I was like, I can't just like have this conversation. Like, I really have to be careful who I share this with. Because I mean, that like crushed me.
Yeah, dude.
And I honestly didn't think I was going to be able to have a successful business when I was in like, I was like, this is never going to work.
Yeah.
And so then COVID hits. So I launched October 2019. And then my whole business model marketing plan was to like go to all these like hunting conventions, like Safari Club International, NRA, and have a booth. And I'm like, you know, men will be there purchasing like these, you know, super expensive firearms and hunts, and then they'll need to bring something very unique back for their significant other, you know. So I was like, I can, that's how I'm gonna do this.
That's
and
really awesome.
All those shows got just closed down because of COVID.
Right. Oh,
so
gosh.
I like,
I was so deep into the story that I didn't realize you were, gosh.
Yeah, you're like, where are you going with
right.
this?
I don't know. I was like, this is an amazing idea. No.
So I like launched October, and then I did my first show in Houston in January, and like whispers of COVID were coming about, and then like just like plan foiled. And then my skincare business in California was closed. And so if looking back, I wish I would, I mean, don't we all wish we knew what we knew now?
Yeah.
Like I would have totally parlayed that time and like just like really dialed in my back end and like really got my social media up and going. But I was just like panicking.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't focused on this at all.
Totally
I was
fair.
like trying to figure out, you know, the like unemployment stuff and all that. And so
absolutely.
So yeah, once the dust settled, and then I just up and moved to Florida.
Yeah.
Like I had like I basically am a refugee from California.
Yeah.
Me and like I thought I was so original moving to Florida. I was like, nobody has thought of this.
No, but
like me and like a million other people like are like fleeing California. Oh, so yeah. And then but like when Florida felt like a pretty like impulsive decision. But I am so glad, like, cause like I literally was able to blossom.
That's
like
awesome.
The business was able to like have energy. I was able to like talk about it, and it just, and that's what I need. Like, you have to be able to talk about your business,
right?
Like, you can't.
Oh yeah, and after someone, you know, handles that conversation like this couple did, I would be mortified.
Yeah.
Like, it would be almost like like traumatizing.
Everyone's gonna hate me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why did I care?
Right. Well, it's about environment too. Like that's like my my therapist has pretty much like omitted the word should in our conversations.
You said that earlier, like, oh, the word should.
Yeah.
Like
I don't remember saying that. That's how much I say that to people. I'm like, don't use that word. It's not allowed.
Like, that is a 4-letter word in my book.
Exactly. Indicates
you're like, you can say fuck, but should?
Yeah. See, yeah.
Get out.
Dude, fuck that. Yeah. So should is like this word that indicates we have hindsight. But the fact that you did what you did, and also like for those that actually remember COVID, I feel like I blocked it out, but survival was like the theme. It was the theme.
It shouldn't have been, but jeez,
there it is. I'm just kidding.
Now I'm gonna be like,
oh no. I'm just kidding.
I need like a little like electric bracelet.
Yeah, I would just get like, my therapist will like literally stop me and I'm like, I'm trying to tell a story, okay?
And you're like, just let me flow.
Yeah,
I'm
let me
finish.
No, but that's so amazing that you built that in the timeline that you did. That's an impressive timeline.
Thank you.
As much as like you wish you gone faster or whatever, that's so impressive.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I still kind of am like, oh, but it's just, and again, certain things had to happen.
Right.
In order for things to happen. Like, there's no way that I could have puzzle pieced it together. Right. It's kind of like I was telling you with like how wanting the Sprinter van.
Right.
the Sprinter van's name is Vanessa,
Yes.
by the way.
So
I might
funny.
refer to her.
Yes. I love it. That's so awesome.
She's a beast.
Yeah.
But for like 10 years, I wanted to do that. But like, I think back, if I a decade ago would have, and there was many times I wanted to like pull the trigger, and I'm so glad I didn't. Like it wouldn't, or I like tried to date a guy that had a van, like, so I could have a van adjacent.
Totally fair. Totally fair.
Like, yeah, that was not a good plan.
Totally fair. Gosh. Dating is a good way to like learn things and like it's a collection of resource time for sure.
I like laugh now because I'm like I look back at this like vision board. What was like a kind of a written like out goal sheet.
Yeah.
And the top of it was like an emotionally attuned partner and then a Sprinter van. And I'm like, God gave me the van, but not the man. He's like, baby girl, you don't need the man. Here's your van.
That is so fucking funny.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
That's so awesome. Well, now, like, get to find someone to maybe get to enjoy your van with you.
Yeah.
Like, that deserves Vanessa.
But now I'm, like, super protective of Vanessa.
Yeah, sorry, so many squeakings happening. Hold on, guys, I'm readjusting in my chair. I was telling Bridget, I really want to get, like, cozy chairs for these episodes because if you're watching on the YouTube channel, which if you're listening right now, feel free to just rate the podcast really quickly and then head over to YouTube because we're in these little swivel chairs. And,
I love a good swivel chair.
They're not the most uncozy. They're not the most cozy. I want to get, like, doesn't Theo Von do, like, seated, like,
I never watch
kickback chairs?
I always listen
to his.
I should watch because I feel like
hilarious.
His facial expressions and
so
everything,
much of the story.
like,
yeah. I keep thinking every episode I do. So like Lena and I sat here a couple weeks ago, and like I had my legs up, but then like halfway through my legs were like falling asleep, and then I have to like get it. So this is me doing that. I don't know what people are hearing on the other side of the speakers here. I don't know if I like this. All right, well, we're back. Sorry. Brendan, keep that in, please.
Wait, now I need to adjust.
Yeah, adjust, please. God. Yes, get it.
I was going to do crisscross applesauce, but like, I don't think I'm that limber.
Dude, I love your jeans. You complimented mine, but I'm just now seeing yours for the first time.
They're pretty, like, what'd you call yours?
They're my
apartment jeans?
I call my jeans apartment jeans, and people think that's insane because they're so cozy. I wear them. Yeah.
You have your house shoes and your house
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Because, like, you get it. Like, I work for myself, and, like, sometimes I'm just here all day. So, like, to cue my brain for not sleeping, I'll put, like, jeans on as, like, no one's gonna, like, take a nap in jeans. So, like, my brain's, like, in work mode.
I wasn't doing that for a while, and there is something to be said about, like, getting up and, like,
cueing yourself.
Since I've been traveling, I even still try to maintain some semblance of like, and now your day is starting.
Yes, here we go. Yeah,
action.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been on the road up until this point? I know you told me.
I left April 13th.
Oh,
so
like last month.
Weirdly, and we've been joking because I've had a couple of Vanessa's thrown a couple of drama fits.
Yes.
She blew an exhaust valve in Big Bend and had to be towed out of there. That's a good story.
Timing and location is insane.
Bobby had to tow me from and what should have been like a 3.5 hour drive was 8 because he went 40 miles per hour, which I appreciate. He was taking such care, like that was cool. But like I spent 8 hours in the truck with a man named Bobby.
Yeah,
good old boy. Like I think his other gig was selling those containers.
Oh, pods?
Yeah, that's why he had the shipping containers.
Oh.
So that's why he had a flatbed that could tow Vanessa because he's used to hauling those shipping containers.
That's so funny.
That's how he could handle my girl's booty.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. So so then I got waylaid. Everything was cool until I went to Lake Powell and then was headed to Zion. Yeah. And as I was leaving Lake Powell, her check engine light came on. And I was like, I'm sure it's nothing. But like, so I called the dealership in St. George, took her in, and they're like, yeah, she has like a turbo leak in her exhaust. Or a leak in her turbo exhaust.
Oh, because
in her turbo exhaust. She basically had to have her entire exhaust system replaced.
That's pretty insane.
I was like, oh, so this like was a big deal. And they're like, we don't just like have the parts. Like we have to order them, and it's like intensive. So I've just been like hanging out in Utah, which is a
Yeah.
great place to hang out.
Absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
exploring all the things.
Yeah.
And I didn't end up going to Zion, which is cool. I've been there
Right.
before, but
Yeah.
I've gotten to like check out completely different things that I
Right.
wouldn't have had the opportunity
That's
had it gone
awesome.
to plan.
Locally, right? What
Yeah.
all have you checked out?
Well, in St. George, I went to Snow Canyon,
Okay.
which is like a
Not heard of
mini
that.
Zion.
Oh,
It's a
fun.
tiny
I
Zion.
didn't know that.
Super cute. No one was there.
Oh,
Great scenery.
nice.
Yeah.
I love
Like
that.
it wasn't like remote, but it felt
Yeah.
remote. Then somebody on Instagram messaged me and was like, "You're in St. George. You should do Collab Collab Canyon. It's
Okay.
like the backside of Zion.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm saying
These
that
are new
right.
to me too. You could
Um,
say anything, I'd be like, nice.
you're like, oh.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
Then I went. There's like a back road you can take
Okay.
up to Bryan Head, the
Uh-huh.
top of Bryan Head.
Okay.
Which I like wasn't planning on doing that, but I camped up there like in the pine
Nice.
trees. It was
Yeah.
oh god, it smelled so good.
Dude, oh,
I
I
haven't smelled pine
bet.
trees like that and like since I
Yeah.
was like I'm at summer camp again.
Yeah.
Like this is
Oh,
so
that's so
cool.
cool. That's
Yeah.
nice.
And
Yeah.
then randomly a woman that I met through the industry,
Mhm.
her Instagram handle is Princess and the Pistol.
Mhm.
She's like, I'm in Cedar City, which is
Yeah.
like right down from Bryan Head.
Right.
And so she was doing a Gun Owners of America thing
Mhm.
and was like staying at some like what are those like barn
Barn
dominions?
dominions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Barn
So I
dominions.
stopped by there, said hi to her, which
Yeah.
was like nice after like being kind of alone for so
Oh,
long to
yeah,
like see a
absolutely.
familiar face.
Yeah.
Then
Sorry.
headed up here.
Get this knee back
But
up.
the point is I'm kind of laughing because my CFO that's like making sure that I like stay on budget for this trip.
Mhm.
He's like, it's like you're like stranded in the desert, like how Jesus was. And I
Right.
was like, then I looked at the calendar from when I left to like when I'm due to be back, and I'm like, it's 40 days. Like, what's going on?
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've kind of just like leaned into that
Yeah,
and
that's
like
fantastic.
I found this like roadside campground that I thought was going to be like super creepy, but ended up being like my favorite one.
Oh, nice.
And I like had to just, I didn't want to, when the check engine light was on, I just was like, I need to stay put. Like, I
Yeah.
don't need to press this because I had to wait 2 days to get into the dealership.
Mm.
And so I just like really slowed down and just like took a minute to just kind of
Yeah.
like process some things that I
Mhm.
hadn't really processed.
Right.
And I was like, this was necessary.
Right.
Like, okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
Like, message received.
Yeah.
So
That's fantastic.
yeah.
Okay.
And then yeah, I came up here and did an event for Dallas Safari Club has a chapter in Salt Lake, and they
Mhm.
had a big yearly banquet and auction and
Yeah.
dinner, and so yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's snowing in Wyoming.
Yeah.
So
That's the weather here. Arkansas
Yeah.
is known for their bipolar weather, but I guess I don't know, maybe it's just everywhere. Maybe it's what I'm experiencing now. Since you've been separated from like the day to not the day to day in the sense that like
Yeah.
you're still very much like active in office and everything, but getting a different kind of like scenery, has it made you reflect on like what Bullet Bloom is to you and like
Totally.
yeah, what you want to do with it? And I have not asked her this before the episode, by the way. So
Yeah,
this is totally
this is
just this is deep.
that was out of left field.
I know, might be. Now that I've gone to the restroom, my mind is clear, and I can come up with
like,
the host questions.
Come at me with the hard hitting questions.
Yeah.
I wasn't anticipating that. Like, I went into this just being like, it's just, like, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this. This is the schedule, this is the plan.
Yeah.
It's been like a complete, like, almost brand shift. And I realized, because I thought I was like trying to find work-life balance.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I really need work-life balance. And then I was like, that's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to find work-life integration.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if I can integrate, I'm really passionate about my company, and it like is me, and it's an extension of me. And so I don't want to ever have to like, okay, I'm over here doing work. Okay, I'm over here doing like, I want to figure out how to like integrate it, because I can make it, if I can do what I love and weave it into loving what I do, like both things are going to flourish.
Right.
So that's kind of like a major theme of this journey that I'm now, like, I was like, oh, I'm a road trip. Now I'm like, no, this is a full on like journey.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Sherping through the desert.
Yes.
So,
that's awesome.
Yeah. And I was like, that kind of like hit me like a semi truck. And then just, it's also just really helped I kind of was like a little bit stagnant, and I mean, like, you can't say enough about like just going into nature and like disconnecting a little bit from the day to day and like the minutia, and honestly trying to figure out, okay, like, I still have these things that I have to do. I still have these responsibilities.
Yeah.
But like, I really want to just be present and enjoy like like sitting here and like watching the sunset.
Yeah.
And like, it's been like just a breath of fresh air and just totally like revived me.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
And I'm ready now to go back to Florida and kind of buckle down, because it's like, it's been motivating, because I'm like, okay, I know this is kind of like how I want to operate.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really focused on, like, obviously, like, when you have a business, you like want to generate revenue, like, you want to feel like you're successful, like, you know, like in the regular ways, but that's not really like what moves the needle for me internally.
Yeah.
Like,
that makes sense.
It's just, I don't know, like, I just am not super motivated when it comes to that kind of stuff, but like, I'm like really motivated now, because I'm like, it will funnel this type of lifestyle. So I'm like, okay, bring it on. Like, I need to dial in the systems. Like, you can't hustle to like achieve this stuff. Like, you have to have your foundation set. You have to have really good systems in place. Like, so I'm ready to get back and kind of like nail that down.
Yeah.
So that's been a massive, just kind of like reigniting part of the road trip.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, life or music wouldn't be music without the pauses. And I read this like really beautiful story one time of this composer, violinist guy who had been playing violin. We just talked about this randomly, that I play the violin.
Yeah.
But
when you were in the bathroom.
Yeah, we were talking about like
as I'm saying, I'm a little teapot.
Exactly.
Like, I am classically trained. I'm like, oh shoot.
That's so funny. No, but yeah. So this guy talked about how like usually expert violinists, they'll play from a very young age, and he talked about the fact that he took a big break from like being in an orchestra, and for people like that, that's their full-time job. I think it's hard to imagine that, because a lot of people just see the end product, they see the symphony.
Yeah.
But people who play full-time like that, they have to learn these pieces and memorize them, and to where sheet music is really just like for reference during, especially like principal violinists leading a group and listening to the rest of the orchestra. With all that said, he took this long hiatus, and for him it was long. It was like a month. He went like to Europe and traveled and didn't take his violin with him. And
I bet he like, it's an addiction. Like, you have to like cut your addiction.
Yes, exactly. And he came back and he said he was just, it opened up this new, just full capacity of playing for him. And
practicing the pause.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And even on the road trip, I was trying to like micromanage my trip and like this is scheduled and now this and this and this.
Right.
And it was like, something was like, you need to slow down.
Yeah.
Like, chill out.
Yeah.
Like, and that was before I left. I had this huge kind of like breakthrough.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, like I felt like I was being micromanaged on a certain level with certain things.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I think I was kind of like, I don't really know how to articulate this, but I was kind of feeling a lot of like tension because I felt micromanaged. And then I was like, I also micromanaged the crap out of people and things and processes. And like, nobody wants to be micromanaged, like at all. Like, and I've been kind of like experiencing a lot of issues with production and manufacturing. And I'm like, that's not my strong suit. Like, why am I have in my head like it needs to happen this certain way? And like as long as we get to like the end result and the end result is good, like it doesn't matter how it happens. Like, why am I so stuck on like it's not getting done the way I want it to get done?
Yeah.
So ridiculous. So yes, but in order to like understand that, you have to take yourself out of it completely.
Yes. That makes absolute sense. Yeah. It's hard when you're your own boss.
Yeah.
A bit. Yeah. That's a hard thing to realize.
Yeah.
And then you have to do life along with being your own boss. I think 9 to 5s, like you get to go home and you might be thinking of work, but as far as like deliverables, those really can pause until the next day. And I think it's such a blessed life. It's like it's a double-edged sword, like anything. So
I was talking to someone at the event that I did the other night, and he was like, man, I just really envy you that you took something you like. And that was really why I wanted to leave the corporate world, because I was like, I am just basically working day in and day out for someone else's bottom line, you know? And I was like, I want to put all that into like my own life.
Yeah.
But then once you do it, there's like the grass is always greener, you know? Like, I'm like, man, I really miss just like, but a lot of people that do have like corporate jobs and stuff, it's not 9 to 5 anymore, like at all. Like, people are constantly working, like, and they're expected to, no matter if you work for yourself or you work for someone else. Like, it's kind of wild, like with everything, you're just constant. And like, even if you're not working, I feel like our brains now, because of all the technology, like our brains are just constantly problem solving. And I know for me, like, I'm constantly walking around thinking like, oh, is this content? Like, oh, could I like market somehow this way? Like, oh, I'm like, when, like, that needs to shut down sometimes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't really know how to turn it off. I lost my phone for 5 days, and that's when I was like, wow. Well, not it was the last road trip I went on, and I dropped it in a waterfall.
Okay.
And I had to like catch up with it.
Yeah.
I had it like, I think it was like, had it shipped, the replacement shipped to Chicago when I was driving through Chicago. So for like from Ohio to Chicago, I had to like use old school like GPS. It was cool. I was like, I could do this. Like, I could be on The Greatest Race or whatever that show is. But I still had like a car GPS. Like, it wasn't like maps.
Sure.
But I was like, it was nuts to be without a phone. I was like, wow, I'm constantly like, you're just constantly like clocking stuff. It's just so weird. So
absolutely. It's designed to distract us a bit, and when your work is on it, it's like absolutely.
You were like, do you have ADD and ADHD? And I was like, I didn't used to, but now I do. Like, I've developed it somehow.
I know. The apps literally incentivize you to, like, when you comment and you bring someone back onto the platform because they get a notification of the comment, like, you get boosted.
Or like you pull down the thing and it's just like a slot machine. That's disgusting.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, exactly. So that's fantastic.
And I catch myself just like refresh. And I'm like, what are you doing? Stop it.
Yep. I joke that I love to let my phone die, because like I'm like, it's dead. And then I'll leave it and like walk off and like be able
that's
to like
a good
really
one.
relax.
I don't sleep with a phone in my room anymore. And that was a game changer. I went through like a withdrawal. Like, when I removed it, like the first couple of nights, I woke up like with a headache. And I'm like, there's no way it could be my phone. But like, like, I'll accidentally fall asleep maybe with it in there. And sure enough, it's freaking insane. So,
Totally fair. Yeah.
It's like a hard discipline though, like, 'cause
Yeah.
you wanna just kinda like you're like, "Oh, just take it. I have this one question I wanna Google it."
Right. Yep, 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 and then it sends you down a rabbit hole, and
Yeah.
then yes, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm curious from a, like, of course, I come in as, like, an influencer and, a couple other hats as well, but how's it been, like, breaking into the, kind of, like, the female side of I know you also make male jewelry and you make cufflinks and
Mhm.
things for that, but I see you a lot on, like, the pages of people that I follow and, like, I
Mhm.
connect with. What has it been like?
Good. We're
Yeah,
infiltrating the
exactly.
system.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, how's it been branching into that?
It's been a pleasant experience,
Okay,
I would have
that's
to
awesome.
say.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't really had any um rough like
Mhm.
meetings or anything with
Yeah,
anybody.
yeah.
Like, but it's interesting because I've sort of I want my pieces are very original, and so I don't know if I want it to be organic, so I don't really push for that.
Right.
So if you do see it, it's like usually because that person has purchased a piece and
Mhm.
they're like out of the kindness of their heart, like wanting to support me.
Right.
So I think that's probably why I've had such a great experience because
Yeah.
it has been organic and not like super forced.
Right.
But it's an interesting world to be
Right.
a part of.
Yeah.
And it's like it's crazy how fast that it's moving. And I love it. Like I
Yeah.
love that like so many women because when I think that's the other reason why this wasn't off to the races when I started because there wasn't a lot of women into firearms. Like that's like more of a recent explosion.
Yeah.
And that's like that's my target demographic is not like I thought it'd be like the husbands buying a piece of jewelry for their wives
Yeah.
or their girlfriends or whatever, but
Right.
it's not. It's like women that are, you know, training, have their CCW or doing competitions or hunting
Yeah.
and they like want a piece, to show kind of like be an emblem of their lifestyle.
Right.
And that
Absolutely.
is like more now than ever before. Like that's a huge, huge like women are told I didn't grow up around I mean I grew up around firearms but like and I asked my dad that I was like why didn't I like shoot when I was younger and stuff like that like why didn't I go hunting and he was like well you were a girl and I was like oh
Mm,
it wasn't really
gotcha.
like offered to me
Yep. Yeah.
and I mean rightfully so like it just like and I
Sure.
probably didn't express a lot of interest in it like I was like I wanted to like dance and I wanted to
Mhm.
do the things that you typically see I didn't when I was younger I didn't think of it as an option for
Yeah.
me but I feel like now the tide shifted a little bit
Yeah.
and like it's more like of an option for women
Right.
so I think that's awesome
Yeah. Absolutely.
so yeah
It
have
is.
you experienced like do you
Yeah,
kind of
absolutely. Well, when I was younger, I don't tell the story a lot, but the first time I ever shot a gun was I practically like snuck into the pickup truck of my uncles and cousins. And so
no
I was
way
able to like go down and shoot with them on like a 4th of July. And I'm pretty sure my first shooting experience was a like Beretta and chambered in like 45 cal. So like I remember shooting it and then there's malfunction probably because I did not handle the firearm
yeah
properly and like didn't
yeah
have a grip to maintain, like the
mhm
normal firearm functioning. And so there was a malfunction and I like turned to ask my family by like muzzling all of them and then
oh
everyone like hit the ground and next thing I know my uncle was like running over to snatch it from me and
yeah
but it didn't teach me safety and like
right
it didn't set me up for that. So there were only a few times I got to go do that with them, but otherwise they weren't super supportive. Like
okay
I've asked my cousins and uncles like to take me hunting and like
mhm
talk to me more about guns, and it took me like having a friend that was willing to support my firearms journey in college to actually like learn how to shoot.
okay
And so, yeah, it always disappointed me. I wish I
yeah
had done more because I was genuinely curious and like yeah, I at this point, we talk guns at holidays, but like sometimes I'm like, damn, like kind of wish you'd,
yeah
helped me at the beginning, but
I feel like I had a slow start to this
mhm.
and
Yeah.
same.
Yeah. Have
And
you
I didn't realize that like I thought like I'm from Kansas, so
Yeah.
I always thought it was like hunting and that was it. Like I didn't realize like there was like competitions and
Right.
like or like sporting like I freaking love sporting clays. Like I think
Yeah.
that is so much fun. I'm terrible at it, but like I'm
Sure.
like I could have like really gotten into that when I was younger and
Right.
it didn't always have to be about like hunting.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but I love that I went doing this business and going to some of these shows, like that's my favorite, is to have like younger girls come up and, you know, they're like into their like doing competitions, or they're going with their dad hunting, and you know, they're like, yeah, I just like shot my first deer, or
That's
like
awesome.
I'm just like, that's so cool. And it's
Get to connect
so
with
fun
them.
to see like how like excited they are, and then they, you know, they get a pendant or earrings with their birthstone, and
that's
I'm just
awesome.
like, oh,
that's very sweet.
my heart
And
explodes.
do you do much firearms training currently? We haven't actually
Yeah,
talked about
so I'm very avid about my training because I travel solo.
that. Okay.
So I make like I am always carrying when I'm pretty much always, but definitely when I'm traveling.
Right.
And that was a big thing for me before I kind of started doing like a lot of the conventions and stuff like that. I was like, I made sure pretty much like monthly that I was doing some sort of training.
Okay.
Going to the range and working on skills, dry firing, everything like that. It's that's kind of like my like biggest like platforms are like Second Amendment rights and helping our veterans. Like, so
That's
I
beautiful.
think that like our right to like have that autonomy to protect ourselves is like should not be messed with at all. So I want to like practice what I believe and what I preach. So I always try to make sure that like I'm up to snuff with all that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and you're also like traveling in a van right now. So
Someone's like, do you like keep inventory with you? And I was like, yeah, that and a Glock.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
people tell me that they're like, you should like wrap your van, and I'm like, that seems unsafe. Like one quick Google and
right. Yes.
like that thing's gonna get broken into. Like we're flying under the radar,
as you should. Yeah, that's like a
We're not advertising.
Like a food van. It's a it's a jewelry. Yeah.
But I mean, it's like it's really helped me with my confidence. Like I know I can handle myself. You know. And like that alone, like we were talking at breakfast, like it's if you believe in your own self-worth, then like your life is worth protecting, and nobody's gonna do that but you. Right. So you better be able to rock and roll if shit goes down.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I've talked to my family a lot like about how 911 isn't our first responder, and not in like the I think a lot of people say like be your own first responder, and don't explain that. That's because I think what is the average 911 response time? Like 7 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a large enough time for someone to gain access to you or your family and like, you know, do potential harm. So I try to explain to them like absolutely, if you can get to, if you actually have like, you know, the distance and safety to call 911, incredible. But I'm talking about like the circumstances where maybe you don't, and like those are a little different. So that's been something I've had to explain to them, especially like van life. Like you're more exposed, and that's not to like scare you, but like you're well aware.
You're a sitting duck sometimes, like at gas stations, and I just did this Gun Owners of America Outlander and off-roading event in Amarillo, Texas.
Okay.
And basically their initiative is like how, you know, like if you're an Outlander or if you're an off-road vehicle, like you are like basically like a walking display of I mean, people don't know whether or not you know you've like put everything on credit cards and like taken out loans. They just see like a lot of money in a vehicle, and so you're pretty much a target. And it's a huge responsibility, so you have to be very aware, and especially like a female traveling alone. Like I still know like I'm not perfect, and there's still times when I'm like, man, I really like wasn't paying attention. Like I could have done this better. Like so I had another thought when you were talking about training. It'll come back to me.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah, no, it's totally fine. But yeah, van life, travel life, that's a whole topic. I've had a few people on the podcast where we've like done a deep dive into how to
I think it's made me more aware as I've like started like the stories that people tell me about like what like why they want a bullet, you know, because of stuff that they've been through. I'm like, that's been eye-opening.
Yeah.
Like, talk about a true crime, like, podcast. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, some of the stories I've heard, I'm like,
Yeah.
holy cow.
Right.
And so it's made me even more, like, aware of the realities of what could go down.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's, yeah,
That's very
it's
real.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
number one priority.
Absolutely. I think something about social and kind of being separated by the virtual side of things is that we lose touch with the people that are like have those stories and like they're in the industry or they're getting training because of something really traumatic that has happened. But something
Yeah.
I like about firearms instruction, like it brings me back to the like the very real and human side of
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah. And
yeah.
not, like you said, not to like fear monger
Right.
everyone, but it's
Yeah.
just like, and for me, it's not a place of like, like victimhood or anything
Right.
like that. It's like, I don't know. I just feel like if you know you have like this whole toolkit of things,
Yeah.
you're gonna carry yourself differently. You're
Yeah.
you're never gonna be and I never say never. Like there may come a day, but
Yeah.
like you'll be way less of a target if you know yourself,
Yeah.
like that you have like all these options, all these tools,
Right.
training. Like it's just for me. Like I don't know which came first. Like,
Yeah.
but like it's just been such a confidence builder. Like as I started
Yeah.
learning more about firearms and, just, how to properly like draw and
Yeah.
like you were saying, like when you were younger, no one taught you like about flagging people. And I
Right.
still learn recently something just happened. I was asking kind of about like one in the chamber and
Right.
like how you do that
Yeah.
and what's the proper like etiquette and like do
Right.
you need your safety on? Like
Yeah.
questions that I'm like super like I'll ask, you have to ask like kind of like the newer generation about this
Yeah.
because like there's this other mentality, the boomer mentality. Like
Mhm.
you might not
Mhm.
get the like best
Right.
answer.
Right.
It's
Yes.
like it's like anything. It's like technology. Like who
Right.
are you gonna go to?
Yes.
So I
Yeah.
love that there's like this newer generation
Yeah.
of like intelligent people in this community
Yeah.
that like have really great ideas, really great podcasts, really great trainings.
Yeah.
Like it's constantly changing. Like
Yes.
you don't if you do things how they've always been done, like you're gonna be in real big trouble.
Right.
So
Yes.
it's great that there's so much out there now that like
Yeah.
and that's the other thing. I probably didn't get into this before now because that wasn't available.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Of
That was
course.
a roundabout way compliment for you.
No.
But
I
like
appreciate
seriously,
that.
I mean that's kind of
Yeah.
how like you came across my radar because it
Mhm.
was like very digestible, like and I love
Thank you.
my favorite thing is like when you talk about stuff, you're always like, do you know about like you don't come from a place of like, well, I know this and just start rolling into it.
Right.
Like you're like, do you know about this? Like, have you heard about this company? Like, what do you know? And it's like not a lot of people ask that, and it's very like, thank you.
I appreciate that. No, absolutely. Thank
It's
you.
approachable,
Yeah.
digestible, like yeah.
I'm glad this podcast started because of a force on force training class. It's a whole picture of concealed carry. ShivWorks ECQC. I talk about it a lot on the podcast. It's everything from verbal de-escalation to like minor striking, the use of non-lethals into the 0 to 5 foot range of a fight. And of course, like wrestling and some jujitsu components that go into that. But it really opened my eyes to like the full spectrum of concealed carry. And at the time, Craig didn't have much of a social presence, and I was like, well, I need to use my platform to like talk about him. And like, by the time I actually build a true platform, I'll be able to talk about like the smaller guys, like the ones that haven't gotten, their attention that they're, in my opinion, due on social media. So this is hopefully become a resource hub for listeners and people who find it because I wanted something like it.
Yeah.
And so
well, I can attest that it's
okay.
done what you intended.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yay. Yeah.
100%.
And yeah, I think this episode hopefully inspires people to like we talked about like breaking out of the matrix, or at least I said it a lot over breakfast, like into something that you actually enjoy and pursue. And also like see it through even if you feel like you're behind and it's taking too much time. Like the lessons that come from these episodes are so just like amazing and eye-opening, and they're always really
and they're like
enjoy them.
unexpected. Like it's like, oh yeah,
absolutely. Every single episode I'm like, damn, like I learned so much about myself even in this time. So like I hope that same thing goes through with the listeners. But tell me something with this, like I know you're like on your journey of figuring this out, but like as far as where you strive to take Bullet Bloom, like do you have any you have any like forward?
That
sounds about like, do you have any forward thoughts about,
Yeah.
you know, like, do you have any, you know, it doesn't, you don't have to know. But like, if you could like aspire to take it somewhere and it means something to those around you.
So I really just, I thought I would get to a point where like everyone knew about it.
Yeah.
And as I'm getting like out into it, I'm like, I still have a long way to go on that. Like, people are like, I've never heard of this before.
Sure.
And so I'm like, okay, I'm never really going to exhaust like the amount of people that would know about it and would be interested in it and would potentially, you know, want to have a piece themselves. So, like, I don't know. I don't really, it's not something that I'm like, I'm going to like take over the world. I'm going to build an empire. I'm going to take over the world. Like, I don't really see that happening. And I used to kind of get down on myself because I was like, that to me was a marker of success.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I just want to build something. Like, for me, the jewelry is about, like we talked about, it's about, it symbolizes to me dodging the bullet. It hasn't hit anything.
Yeah.
So it's expanded underwater, has not hit anything. And I'm like, that's essentially a dodged bullet.
Yeah.
Like, and we've all, in some way, shape, or form, mostly proverbially, but sometimes literally, have dodged the bullet.
Yeah.
And like, I just want, in some way, shape, or form, for it to like inspire people to dodge their bullet.
Right.
To like, it's taking something that could potentially be very destructive and turning it into something beautiful.
Yeah.
And that for me provides hope.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I can feel hope from that and then provide that to other people, like, job done. Like, that's all I really want from that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really love that. Gosh, I always round episodes out by asking a guest speaker like what they want to share with the listeners, like what they want to leave them with. But that was like perfect.
That was the mic drop.
Yeah, I think that might have been it. Like, and that only rarely ever happens. You know, sometimes you just end on like a random note. I'm like, cool. So, what would you like?
Like,
to
if we go anywhere from there.
No, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
Gosh, yeah. And if you guys are again like listening to this and you want to see, I know we haven't gestured much to what you have, which, by the way, is there anything you've brought here that we haven't gotten to show? Or is it more like something we want to put in with B-roll?
Yeah. I mean, this was just like, these are the original expanded bullets.
I mean, like,
this is like the 45 caliber. This is the 9. And then, like, so for anyone who doesn't know, like, this is a hollow point bullet. It's hollow in the middle of it. And then it's like the jacket is serrated. So underwater, the jacket petals, you know, split open and the lead blossoms out. Like, I should probably look more into this. I would love to like talk to an ammo company and be like, how does this come out like that? And they, you know, they have like testing facilities, you know, because these are like designed to like expand on impact to like their defense rounds to like cause like, you know.
Yes.
To take someone out.
Right. Yes. Yeah. So
you can't sugarcoat it.
No. Yeah. There's no way. There's no good way to explain that.
Yeah. But. So it's just, but I'm just like, how does that come? How does that bloom out of that? So, and then this was just like the original one I did that I showed you. That's like, if I would have stuck with the original lead, I would have had to like glue it. Yeah. It has to be, you can't solder on lead. It melts. So it's all glued and I didn't want to glue it. Yeah. So then I went, that's like the finalized version.
That's fantastic.
So you kind of seen like the evolution, if you will.
Absolutely. Yeah. That is so very cool. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you. And these are the turquoise ones.
And yes,
the turquoise cufflinks.
Yeah. That's so incredible. I love a turquoise. I'm excited to have these pieces become staples. I'm going to give your thumb one back. I'm wearing this for thumb ring.
Why is this molded to your finger?
Yeah, so to say, it's like curved to your thumb.
Literally mine.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome. It's beautiful. Yeah, I'm so glad you came on. And hopefully next time when you come for like a second part, I'll have cozy chairs. Not like the swivelly leathery ones, but yeah,
I was quite comfortable.
Okay, good. I'm so glad. I
feel like if it was too cozy, I would have like melted into it.
That's
like
true.
Butter.
Yes, that's.
You'd be like, who's that like?
But then you'd be like
glob over
there.
What
would come out if you felt like butter and felt as comfy as butter. So maybe there's pros and cons to both, I guess. Yeah. But thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
And thank you, listeners. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and we'll catch you in the next one.